you're not failing. You're actually not failing, despite what you may think. And let me share a couple things just to help illustrate this point so you can see what I mean. This was the biggest realization that I've had in my life, that's helped propel me and help like me to move forward and make drastic changes. And it's realizing that I'm not failing, even when I think that I am. And this is the mindset shift that I had to be able to think like this. And so here's the realization, the thing that I tell myself all the time now: there's no such thing as failing. There's only success and learning. Those are the two outcomes of any situation: success and learning. And so let me give you some examples of this. When I was first learning to sell products online, um, I was putting in a lot of work and not getting any sales, basically, right? Feeling really depleted, really deflated, depleted, and deflated, all in one word. So yeah, I was feeling that, feeling like I was just wasting time and feeling like a failure, feeling like I'm failing. And really I was harvesting all the information that I needed. I was learning. It was a iterative process. I would take an action, I would get a result that wasn't the result that I wanted. Lack of results is still a result, right? And then I would be able to reflect and look back on what I did, adjust my strategy a tiny bit, and then do it again. And then still have lack of desired results, and adjust my strategy, do it again. And I kept doing this over and over again. And this is when I felt like I was really failing. Like like this sucks. I'm failing at this. And you could look at this and say like, well, yeah, you are. If you look at that one snapshot in time. But I like to think in longer time frames than just this moment when it comes to the things that I'm doing. And so instead of thinking like in this moment right now I'm failing, I think no, 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 because in the future I'm going to get it and I'm going to get it right. And so, and I'm going to get it right because of the things that I'm going through right now. So really what that means is right now I'm not failing, I'm learning. Cool. And then I feel a little bit more energized. I can keep doing the thing. I can keep learning until I get it right. And that's just one example, but I mean, you see this all over the place. What is Thomas Edison? I was gonna say, what's the name of the guy who invented the light bulb? Thomas Edison, right? He said that he tried like 1,000 different filaments for the inside of a light bulb. If you don't know what a filament is, it's what's inside of the actual bulb that the electricity is running through. It completes the circuit. If you hold a light bulb up to the light, you can see this little wire going through it. That's the filament. That's what's inside of the light bulb. He tried 1,000 different materials in there before he got the right one. And when people ask him about it, and I'm paraphrasing this story, so don't annihilate me in the comments. Actually, like if you want to annihilate me, go ahead. If you want to get the correct quotation and put it down there, go for it. Um, but they said, "Hey, like, how did you feel failing 1,000 times before you were able to make this light bulb work?" And he said, I didn't fail." He said, "I discovered 1,000 ways to not make a light bulb." It's this same mindset. He learned through process of elimination which thing would actually work to make the light bulb work. That's it. And and you could look at this for anything that you're trying to do in life, because in life it usually takes, this is why I bring this up, it usually takes to move two steps forward, a lot of times we have to take one step back. And it's because of this process. It's because of this learning process. It's this learning process is, I'm going through it right now, going to school for accounting. I'm 40 years old and I'm at university with a bunch of 21-year-old, 22-year-olds, juniors and seniors in college. And I've had sales jobs, I've had other jobs. I'm I'm just going to school full time right now. so I can get my bachelor's degree in accounting and get my CPA, and then apply all the stuff that I've learned with marketing, sales, investing, and my actual CPA license to work for a really good company that I would feel like really excited to work for and bring all these skills that I have to the table over there with me, right? But to do that, that's the goal that I want, is to do that, and then eventually get into some sort of management position there. That's what I want to do. But to do that, I have to take a step back and then sit in university. I'm sitting in a marketing class. I've sold courses on marketing, right? I'm sitting in a marketing class learning marketing from somebody who is much older and seems like hasn't done any marketing in a while. And things change quickly now. And so I have to take a step back, kind of like just put my ego aside and realize this is what I got to do to get the goal that I want later on. And I could look at that situation and be like, "You're a failure, Ron. Why didn't you just get the job that you wanted right off the get go? Just leverage your way in there with your skills and your charm in the interviews." It's like, this is not. I'm not failing. The things that I'm doing right now are what's setting me up for the success in the future. And the same thing goes with investments too. It's kind of a hot topic right now with the market fluctuations that have been going on. But when you're investing, especially when you're investing long term, there's going to be days where you feel like you failed. My portfolio right now dropped 10% this month. It's 10% less than what it was, right? So just to give you some context, that means that if I had $10,000 in there, it turned into nine over the last month. And that's with me contributing this month, putting money in there still, and it still drops that much. It's like, that feels like failure to me, right? And it is, if I just looked at it in this one snapshot of time. But if I look back on this moment 10 years from now, and I had kept contributing over that 10 years, this moment's going to not seem like a failure at all. It's going to be like, wow, you learn some lessons there. And they could be good lessons. You could learn lessons from actually making the right moves. It doesn't mean that the moves that you're making right now are wrong. You can definitely learn more lessons from making the wrong moves, but it's all learning. And, you know, just to drive that point home with the stock market, uh, it's all learning. We have to look at things over time. I actually made a whole video just about that. You could check it out right up here. And hopefully this was helpful for you. See you guys in the next one.